Defiled Sorcery Sorcerer. Siphon life into catastrophic spells. Your innate power siphons life essence from the surrounding world. At your command, creatures grow sick and plants wither to husks. You draw power from the corruption of life itself, draining vitality to fuel destructive magic. So is this supposed to be like Necromancer Sorcerer? It feels a little bit like that. Lifesteal. Okay. Necromancer, not summoning Necromancer, just death magic is what I mean. Level 3, Defile and Empower. Once per turn, when you roll damage for a spell you cast using a spell slot, you can siphon your life energy into the spell and empower it. Roll a number of your unexpended hit point dice up to a number equal to half the level of a spell slot expended, round up, minimum of 1 die, and add the total rolled to 1 damage roll of the spell. Those hit point dice are then expended. That seems super not good. As a sorcerer, your hit point dice are d6s. Healing during a short rest or doing an extra 3.5 damage average for something you're already expending a spell slot for. Alright, let's read the rest. Lifesteal. Instead of drawing on your own life force, you can use this feature. You can try to steal life from another creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself. That creature makes a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. Creatures that have immunity to the exhaustion condition automatically succeed on the save. On a failed save, in place of rolling your hit point dice, roll a number of the creature's unexpended hit point dice up to a number equal to half the level of the spell slot expended. Round down, minimum of 1 die. You then add that total roll to 1 damage roll of the spell, and those hit point dice are expended for the creature. Once a creature fails its save against Lifesteal, you can't use Lifesteal again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 3 sorcery points, no action required, to restore your use of it. Okay, so round up to a number equal to half the level of the slot expended. So rounding up when you're using it on yourself, rounding down when you're using it on someone else. They should both be round down minimum of 1 just to keep it simpler. Just to maintain that. That would be better. Because I already can tell that people are going to have a hard time remembering round up self, round down someone else. This is a neat and flavorful thing. Design note, hit point dice. Monsters like player characters have hit point dice. The size and number of a monster's hit dice are typically denoted in the monster stat block as part of the parenthetical after the monster's average hit points. Any creature, both creatures and monsters, can expend hit dice during a short rest to regain hit points. When a monster is first encountered, assume that it hasn't expended any of its hit dice. I don't think there's a lot of things that interact with an enemy's hit dice. So the concept of this, I really like. Once per long rest, cost of 3 sorcery points to regen. So a sorcerer, sorcery points. Your sorcery points are equal to your level. So you can do this without like flipping slots into points, because you're not really going to want to flip slots into points to regen this, because you're already having to cast a spell, a leveled spell, to use it. Because at level 3, you're going to have a second... how many second level slots? Oh, at level 3, you have 2 second level slots and 4 first level slots. Oh, okay, yeah. I could see that. I could see chopping up a second level slot to do this in extra time. Then you would only have 2. And using the lifesteal on creatures that creatures have immunity is actually on a failed save in place of rolling a number of up to. Okay. So they have to fail the Constitution save. If they don't fail, I guess you consume your own, because you, instead of drawing your own life, when you use this, you can try to steal. So from my understanding, you attempt to use their hit points. If they succeed on the con save, you then use yours instead. So basically, you try this until you get it to go off, as long as you have hit dice to burn. There doesn't seem to be any direction for when you are out of hit dice. I guess you can just keep continuing to do this, and then you don't add any extra damage or extra dice to it. Like, this is really cool. Using the hit dice of an enemy, which, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen in this edition or 5th edition yet. That seems really neat. And 3 sorcery points. And you're going to have 3 sorcery points at this level. So you can do it at least twice per long rest, as long as you're not using your sorcery points for meta magic or anything like that. So how would this work with, like, Twin Spell? Because you're targeting 2 creatures. Has to be within 30 feet, so it's not going to be your long-range spells. To 1 damage roll of the spell. Okay, there we go. So it's not going to work with meta magics anyway. Alright. Level 3, Defiler Spells. Whenever you reach a sorcerer level specified in the Defiler Spells table, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. Blindness, Deafness, Inflict Wounds. Inflict Wounds with the meta magic of increasing its range is always great. Ray of Enfeeblement, Ray of Sickness. Level 5, Bestow Cursed, Vampiric Touch. Vampiric Touch is really thematic with this, but you gotta be on them. That's the problem. Yeah. Vampiric Touch is really cool, but you're a sorcerer. You got a D6 hit die. Thematic, yes. Mechanically useful, probably not. Unless you specifically try and figure out a Munchkin way to be a melee sorcerer, which then this could be awesome. Level 7 Blight, Hallucinatory Terrain, level 9 Anti-Life Shell, and Contagion. Oh, they bumped Contagion to be level 9. Oh, right, because 5th level spells. Never mind. Level 6, Corrupted Caster. You learn further ways to tap into the corrupting magic within yourself, granting you the following benefits. Defiler's Ward. When you take a bonus action to transform sorcery points into a spell slot, you can wreath your body in a protective web of defiling energy, roll a number of d6s equal to the level of the spell slot created. You gain temporary hit points equal to the total rolled. If a creature hits you with a melee attack roll while you have temporary hit points, the creature takes necrotic or poison damage, your choice, equal to your charisma modifier. So, like a slightly worse Armor of Agathis. Strength and Rot. Damage dealt by your sorcerer spells and sorcerer features ignores resistance to necrotic and poison damage. Level 6. That's good. That way you don't suck at fighting undead. If you are trying to focus on necrotic and poison damage. Because poison is I think the number 1 most resisted damage type. At least it was in 5th edition. Basically all undead, all devils, all demons. Lots of things were immune to poison. Yeah. Corrupted Caster seems nice. Hit some temp HP. And thorns, basically. Level 14, Withering Aura. When you use your innate sorcery, an aura of defiling magic fills a 15-foot emanation originating from you while your innate sorcery is active, granting you the following additional benefits. Defiling Shroud. When an enemy within the aura hits you with an attack roll, you can reduce the attack's total damage against you. Oh, the reduction equals your charisma modifier. Okay, that was just worded kind of funky. Essence Siphon. When an enemy dies within the aura, you regain 1d4 sorcery points. Once you use this benefit, you can't regain sorcery points in this way until you use innate sorcery again. You're level 14. Let them regain points. Dies within this aura, regain 1d4 sorcery points. Honestly, if they made Withering Aura, if they made Essence Siphon, if something died in your aura, if it regained, for every creature that died in your aura, it gave you back a hit die, and then if you had no more hit die, it gave you 1 sorcery point. I think that would feel better, because then it would combo with your Defile and Empower much better. I think Essence Siphon, if it gave you back 1 hit die for each creature that died in your aura, and then if you had full hit die, it gave you 1 sorcery point instead as sort of a consolation, I think that would be cooler. Level 18, Superior Defiler. You perfected your ability to control and channel defiling magic, granting you the following benefits. Fouled Soul. You have immunity to the poisoned and exhaustion conditions. Further defilement. The size of your withering aura increases to a 30-foot emanation. In addition, enemies can't regain hit points while in your aura. That's okay. It's kind of passive, but it's not bad. Immunity to poisoned is kind of meh, because as we just saw, there's a druid that just gets that at level 6? Was that level 6? Druid. It was a druid subclass. Oh, it was a level 10. Become immune to the poison condition. And you're getting it level 18. Like, this part is good. This part is kind of... It's okay. It's really lackluster for a capstone of your subclass. And I think the capstone of your subclass should be the thing you're most excited to get. So this is kind of poo-poos on the party. Overall, I like the theming of this class. Necrotic damage, siphoning life. I wish there was a little bit more siphoning life to do. It looks like pretty much just this is the siphon life. They're like, oh, this siphon life into catastrophic spells. Like, yeah. An additional d6 isn't catastrophic. So there's that. Because, well, you cast a fireball, and if you use it on yourself, or not, you don't cast on yourself. That's a bad idea. But if you use a fireball, 8d6. It's a 3rd level spell, so if you're using your own life, the maximum you can add is 2d6. So there's a 25% damage increase. I'd call that catastrophic, yeah. Okay. Overall, it's nice. Level 18 probably needs to change. Essence Siphon, I could see it being a lot more fun and interacting more with your level 3 feature. But overall, it's okay. And the concept of it dealing with hit point dice of the enemy, which I don't think I've ever seen anything done with, I do like.